Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space 2. We're just about to finish up Chapter 7, but first we have to go repair the solar array. And my stasis canister disappeared.
How do you do it? How do you hold it all inside? Your face never betraying your pain. No one would ever know the guilt you feel. Never know the dark thoughts you keep.
Well, it's easy for your face to never betray your pain when you're wearing a full face helmet for 90% of your life. So you can see the solar arrays, the solar panels are out of alignment. So of course, it's up to us, Isaac Clarke, the preeminent engineer of deep space, to go and repair that stuff. And while we wait for this elevator, a lot of people were pointing out before a reference that is now so painfully obvious I cannot believe that I didn't pick up on it before. Howard Phillips, the guy from the last chapter, is an allusion to Howard Philip Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. Which, yeah, that's so right under my nose that it baffles me that I didn't catch that.
It looks like two of the mirrors are out of alignment. How's he doing?
He's stopped hyperventilating, but I don't know how much longer he's gonna last. I knew he would just slow me down.
If Strauss dies, so do my chances of destroying the marker. Keep him alive and get to that panel. All right, Ellie, one down. How's it looking on your end?
I'm trying to roll back the cover now. Strauss, can you give me a hand with this?
Oh, he'll hurt me. I'm not strong enough.
I promise I'll protect you. Now, just get over here and give me a hand. Here. There's something covering the collector panel. Oh my god. There's thousands of them. They're breaking apart.
Ellie, get out of there!
Oh my god, they're heading this way! Run, Strauss, run!
Ellie, come in! Ellie! Shit.
That thing over there, that is called a nest. We have to deal with that before we can align the other solar array. Luckily, we have the perfect weapon for dealing with a nest. The detonator will one-shot those as soon as those glowing pustules become exposed again. Otherwise, it fires a lot of homing projectiles on you. And if you're eagle-eyed, there's something very, very cool, some very serious foreshadowing for chapters 9 and 10 you might notice somewhere in this scene. If you've played the game before and you know what chapter 10 is, you might have an idea of what to look for. But I'm not going to go out of my way to point that out, because it will spoil something that I think is really cool. So maybe just keep an eye out for that. To go back to the name thing though, yeah. There is a heavy dose of cosmic Eldritch horror in Dead Space, so that illusion certainly not without merit. I think that Eldritch horror element festers and grows and becomes more apparent with each game. And speaking of names, I said this in Dead Space 1, but it bears repeating. Isaac Clarke's name is a mashup of science fiction luminaries, Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke. Have a hard time aligning this one. This can be a little bit tricky because you can't quite see the beam of light perfectly. But it's not exactly that tough. In general, I kind of wish there were more demanding puzzles in Dead Space.
Ellie, you alright?
We just made it to the crossover tube when the beam hit. Those things are still heading towards the transport hub. They're wrecking everything in their path.
Holy shit, they'll cut us off. Get to the hub. I'll meet you as soon as I can.
So we gotta motor it back to that elevator that we came up in. There is a faster way to get back down to the Sprawl proper. And we're gonna be seeing that. But yeah, they're usually, the puzzles are usually just here as a release of tension and to give you a moment to cool down between horror sections. But I wouldn't mind if they were a little bit more challenging, or at least some of them. Oh, it's right down here. Just had to get myself oriented. And this is how we're going to be making our descent.
Exiting zero gravity.
Via rocket chair and halo jump.
Ellie, come in!
Isaac, we have to cross to the government sector before they cut us off. You'll never make it down here in
I'll be
time.
there! I'll be there!
Stability detected in the
Take a look at the back of the chair. There are a couple of markings painted on it. Letters and numbers. MC90. I'll talk about that in a second. So now we get to do this halo jump. If you hit any of these bits of debris, you're dead. You just splat and die. But you will start over from right before you get into the chair, I believe. This one is a little tight, and then this is the hard one. You might not notice that. Oh, shit. That one always makes me clench up. Dead Space 2's got some really good set-piece moments, too. I enjoy them a whole goddamn lot. Oh, and he even gets to do his cool little superhero landing. So MC90, that stands for Metacritic 90, which is the Metacritic score that Visceral was aiming for, which the Xbox 360 version of Dead Space 2 managed to achieve. Rightfully so, this game's phenomenal.
Ellie, where are you?
Right outside, hurry!
So I'm about to have to do a little bit of backtracking and selling off, so I'll see you guys in a second. Now, this next room can be notoriously hard.
Isaac! This way! The train is this way! Are you crazy? I barely made it out of there with my life. The place is swarming with those
Your best bet is to lock down as many avenues and, if you know where they are, spawn locations as you can. And put your back to a wall. Luckily, I know some of the spawns on this left side, so I can
Isaac, I'll try to open the CEC
I can
door on your
protect
level.
myself a little bit. Just
Hold
because
on.
this room is huge and open does not mean you can safely just kite things around. There are too many fast enemies and too many of them spawning in and at every corner. It's actually kind of nice because it makes you uncertain. It makes you feel
I'm giving
unsafe
it my codes, but it's
in
not
this
working.
kind of environment that you would usually thrive in, where you would usually have the best chance. It forces you into, like, really, really hectic scramble situations, actually. There are lots of pukers, there are lots of leapers, slashers, pack members. A lot of fast-moving things or things that slow you down. And they just come from everywhere and swarm you relentlessly. If you're wondering why I'm not laying mines on walls, it's because they tend to get triggered by, oh, these fuckers, these smaller pack children. Because the laser, the triggering laser, if you lay it out horizontally on a wall, it will extend until it hits another surface, so it can go
Isaac,
across the
you can't stop them
room.
all. Go!
And I want those mines for the I wanted those mines for the slashers and the leapers. It's actually pretty insidious how they send just one or two pack kids at a time at you.
Did you make it?
Shit, Isaac. Just... shit.
Hey, take it easy. It's okay.
No, it's not. I was right here this morning with a crew of 30 people. But we were overrun. And before I knew it, they transformed. I had to cut the arms and legs off my friends just to escape. I'm sure there's pieces of them still lying around here somewhere.
Ellie, I know. I'm sorry.
And here I am again. I've just walked one big fucking circle today.
We'll get through this. Let's figure out how to meet up.
Right. There's a central hub in the main facility. Here are the coordinates.
This is like the most... we finally hit Chapter 8. This is like the most Ishimura reminiscent looking location in the game. Like a big boiler room. I really like the bits of Ellie's backstory they give you in this chapter. And we're gonna get a little bit more of that in an audio log in this room.
All teams, this is Caleb, xenogeologist from Langford Shift 1. There's something in the facility. We've lost 3 of our crew and can't contact Shift 4.
Here comes the transport. Everybody get ready in case there's more.
We're abandoning our shift and heading back up. Everyone else is ordered to do the same.
Caleb, it's more of them. Shoot them! Shoot them!
Where? I know something. Oh, this is the one with the infector. Okay. Yeah, you kind of just have to let it go. Oh shit, I forgot there was more before the stuff the infector's reanimating breaks through. Okay. Damn, I love this new kinesis. Okay. Yeah. Let's funnel them through this door. Okay. That makes the... I thought there was more. I thought the infector brought more back. I know there's still more in this room. Okay. No, I thought it was like 3 or 4 slashers, so let's get this power node door open. The reason I say that I like Ellie's little tidbits of backstory here is because she isn't even a foil for Isaac. She is a direct parallel to the journey he goes through, and that serves to make him feel less special, which is important when you're trying to establish that he's not some super exceptional Ubermensch soldier, but he's just a regular dude who happens to have some tools that give him a leg up on these necromorphs. Not even a leg up, but just a fighting chance. So having Ellie undergo pretty much the same journey makes Isaac feel like less of an exception.
Sorensen, do you read? It's Caleb, Shift 1. You guys better be right behind us. We're leaving a swarm of angry dead body parts behind us.
Caleb, come on! More moving in ahead of us.
The cracks are showing, Isaac, and the memories are seeping in. And when they do, I'll be waiting for you.
Yep, so we're still laying it on a little bit thick with the whole guilt tripping about Nicole being aboard the Ishimura prior to the outbreak. I think it gets a little bit too on the nose. A little bit too ham-fisted sometimes.
Isaac, over here. The door is jammed. This must have been the last stand before it was left down here.
Can you get the door open on your end?
No, the circuits are fried. They must have fused the panel trying to keep those things out.
There's gotta be another way in.
The only other way is through the processing plant. But it's not meant for human traffic.
Step boy.
I think I can stop it from here, though.
Alright, do it.
Shutdown accepted. Systems recalibrate without notice.
The steps. He wants me to follow the steps.
Hold it together, Strauss. I'll be there soon.
I feel like the hiss of gas, that jump scare is always the one that gets me to turn my head. This room is like the perfect setting to lay down some mines in. Narrow catwalks. Very few approaches. Easy position to fortify. Which is nice, because there's a big fight in this room. Oh, so they startle you before everything even kicks off. There's a little jump scare that precipitates a big fight. Kind of gives you a false sense of security once you see that go off and you think, oh, it's just a scare. Oh, I like that. But yeah, about Ellie. I guess it makes everything feel a little bit more grounded, that Isaac isn't the only one capable of surviving, the only ordinary person doing something extraordinary. That there are others capable, and he's not just the lone exception. He's a rarity, but not somehow the only one capable. There are other people who are ostensibly normal or ordinary, who are just as capable of surviving this horrendous scenario. I think that might be why I like that bit about Ellie so much. Now, we definitely have enough nodes to do this. The special upgrade for the Javelin Gun affects the Javelin Gun's alt-fire ability. I'm still missing an alt-fire somewhere on here. Where is... Oh, it's up here. I thought that was reload or something. And I might as well finish out damage for the plasma cutter, and then I'll start upping my HP on the rig a little bit. I've been ignoring that. Yeah, I've been taking a couple stray hits here and there, so... I don't know. Can't hurt. Damage would be good, too. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Damage isn't armor, it's telekinesis damage. The alt-fire for the Javelin Gun, we're going to see that in a little bit. The alt-fire with the special upgrade, I should say.
Entering zero gravity.
I think I've hit a dead end. Looks like some kind of venting system up ahead.
Right. Ugh. Manually shutting down the plant froze all the pressure valves in place. You'll need to find a way to force it open.
So that's our cue to be introduced to a new mechanic, which is attaching these thrusters to surfaces so that we can trigger them. That flips open the hatch so we can proceed. We got a couple item boxes to collect. For the first time ever since that room, towards the middle of the episode, they actually drained a lot of supplies. A lot of intense fights in this one.
There you are. I see your friend has powered off the facility. Remind me to thank her for providing me with your location. I've locked the processing cycle on, and you in with it. It ends here, Clarke.
It doesn't have to be this way, Titan.
It does, and it is. Goodbye, Clarke.
So lurkers love to thrive in zero-G environments where they can surround you, where they can get in at odd angles, so keep an ear and an eye out for those. In the meantime, while Tideman was bragging about how he has trapped Isaac, we made it through the first maze of instant death traps. Really, really easily. Now we have another one. Just gotta stasis that. I missed my first shot, but there is a stasis refill around. There are a couple of them, because you're gonna need them. Watch out for the lurker. Oh, the second one too. Oh. It's nice that there's never actually a wasted mine. It's either gonna hit something, or it's just gonna deploy, in which case you can retrieve it.
Shut these things off?
No, somehow Tideman declared me dead in the system. Now my codes don't work anymore.
You're kidding.
Oh shit, something's coming. Strauss,
No.
help me with the door.
I need you to see him. I need you to follow the steps.
What? No, just shut up and help me. God damn it!
Ellie! Ellie!
There should be a canister somewhere on the floor. There we go. Nicely adorned with lights so you can't miss it. And again, don't want to waste ammo. Even though ammo supplies are a little bit more plentiful on the normal difficulty as opposed to some of the harder ones, it's still worth keeping preservation of supplies in mind and not going too ham. And up ahead, you can see this growth of corruption. This puckering growth. Which means we have another nest. Somehow the first detonator mine did not do the job. And these things always tend to drop ruby semiconductors. We do this just one more time. At least for now. Well, come on, attach. There we go. I did not feel like looking for an item box or a body or something.
You guys okay?
Not really.
Step 3, Ellie.
Jump through the door. No.
Come on, I think I'm close.
I love this little interstitial room. Let's see this alt fire. Just as soon as I get a good angle on him. So that's normal, right? That's new. The alt fire of the javelin gun that normally electrifies the last javelin you launched now does one extra thing. At the end of the electricity cycle, it explodes the javelin.
Oh God, Isaac. Glad to see you've got all your parts.
You alright?
Yeah.
There are 4 steps.
No thanks to Twitchy here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Step 4. She'll be waiting. Jesus, Strauss. You okay?
It's getting worse.
What is step 4? Who will be waiting? If the screws, if the needle, she'll be waiting. He's not gonna make it. We gotta keep moving.
There's an industrial transport upstairs. Runs on the same spoke as the commuter train. It should get us to government sector. One of us will have to deploy it from the gear house.
Staring, asking. I stay here and try to get him on his feet. If the needle, she'll be waiting.
And that's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.